Get ready to be blown away by the power of sound. In this video, we'll explore the best Dolby Atmos movies released in 2024, featuring immersive audio that will transport you right into the heart of the action. From thrilling blockbusters to heartwarming dramas, these films showcase the incredible capabilities of Dolby Atmos technology. So grab your popcorn and turn up the volume, because we're about to take you on an audiovisual journey like no other. Number 5. Stop Making Sense. The greatest concert movie of all time. You wouldn't find any argument from me, and it was mixed for Atmos as part of its IMAX re-release recently, released on a shiny new collector's edition disc from Studio A24. I'm actually not a big Talking Heads fan, nothing against them at all, just never been a band I invest a ton of time into, but I can watch this over and over, and just wrap myself in the combination of the beautiful live music production and the smart and joyful staging. As the camera roves around the mix of performers on stage, the Atmos mix gives greater focus to each one the camera lands on. The movie is already great for the time it gives to every musician, and having it reflected in the sound as well just further improves the whole direction of the thing. The particular mix of voice, instruments and synths in the selection of tracks here, and their arrangement, is such a great combo with the clarity that a nice lossless Atmos presentation gives you. You can hear every element of a tune like burning down the house even as it rises to its most energetic and complex. Combined with a fantastic 4K HDR transfer of the visuals, this is such a fantastic audiovisual 18-course meal. Number 4. Black Panther. Stepping away from movies about music for a moment, Ludwig Göransson's Oscar-winning score here is great fun to explore in its best form, full of bouncing percussion and rich low-end hits. The Wakanda theme became instantly one of the most recognizable movie themes since, well, the first Avengers movie, really. The whole stretch from T'Challa's flight back to Wakanda through to the waterfall battle with M'Baku is full of great music and fun sound staging, but the whole movie is elevated by having a seriously good system to nail those underlying tracks. And it definitely doesn't hurt that it gets straight into one of the all-time great credit songs, also Oscar-nominated, but beaten by Shallow from A Star Is Born, and we'll return to that later. You can see why Christopher Nolan snapped up Ludwig Göransson to replace Hans Zimmer as his music collaborator based on this innovative score, and, incidentally, while Göransson's phenomenal Oppenheimer score isn't in Dolby Atmos as part of the movie, it actually is available in Atmos when played on Apple Music and Tidal. So, loophole. Number 3. Hans Zimmer, Live in Prague. So, Christopher Nolan doesn't like Dolby Atmos or anything beyond 5 channels of sound, so his movie's fantastic soundtracks don't appear in these lists, except for the great 45 minutes of them played live you get from this beautiful orchestral live show, along with other great Zimmer scores, including Gladiator and Man of Steel. This is a concert movie through and through, and while it's not the most visually interesting option here, it's just great to see the sheer range of instruments and elaborate playing that goes into making these iconic tracks, though I will say that seeing actual Johnny Marr playing the simple guitar riff from Inception's time feels like maybe it's slightly underutilizing his talents. And speaking of Inception, when that section starts, having the famous "boom" noise circle around you will really see what your system's woofers are made of. This is the only section of testing the movies here that caused my cat to become alarmed and need reassurance, so take that as a combined recommendation and warning. Number 2. Moonage Daydream. A fascinating movie that's kind of a secret concert movie wrapped up in the guise of a documentary, but it's not really a documentary of any kind at all. This is a movie about David Bowie's exploration of, and myth-making about, himself, as told by transitioning through different recorded live performances, recordings and interviews. It's an art installation as much as a movie, and this has given it a mixed reception, but I loved it, and it's great as long as you accept that it's not interested in revealing much about Bowie's real life, and wants to envelop you in Bowie the legend. The way it puts you at the center of these fantastic live shows, layering in Bowie's voice from elsewhere in his life to explain what he was feeling and trying to achieve at different stages from his career, or just the many, many inspirational things he would say, Bowie as life coach seems to be an endless mine of quotes, is such a fantastic showcase of the different strength of Atmos. Live music is recreated in superb dynamic range, while the 3D sound allows for all these other elements to wash over you and into the space you've been occupying with Bowie. It's a very impressive piece of soundscaping. There is one caveat here: the Dolby Atmos mix is only available on the Criterion Blu-ray. There is a regular 4K Blu-ray, and it's also available on streaming, but they're both in 5.1 only. I've written about this being a frustration before, and obviously the Blu-ray in particular is still a great bit of sound reproduction, but having originally seen this in theaters, I made sure I got the Atmos disc for home, because I didn't want any kind of watered-down version. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and share with your friends, and if you are new to the channel then subscribe and hit the bell icon for future updates.